So I live in Danbury, Connecticut, where we do the podcast, and in nearby Bethel, Connecticut, this kind of went mini local viral, whatever that is. You know, a couple thousand hits, people interested in this story, and I'm just going to tell you based on the information I have. Most of it's in a video on Facebook. So there's an open mic night at this establishment in Bethel, Connecticut, and I've already drawn attention to this on a radio show, so I'm not going to mention the establishment again because I think it really only hurts them, and it's not their fault.
Right, and it doesn't matter.
What happened was not their fault. So it's this establishment in Bethel, Connecticut, where they did an open mic night, and this guy goes out with his buddy. And one of the guys happens to be wearing a rebel flag trucker hat, right? We'll come back to my feelings on the rebel flag, which you know. So at some point, one of his friends takes it off his head, probably a good move, and sets it down on the table. At least this is what I read and have been told.
So they're watching the open mic.
Yeah, friends of theirs are watching the open mic.
Okay. What kind of an open mic is it? Music, comedy? What kind of an open mic?
Well, I think it's a full open mic. I think somebody could go up and do comedy, but I'm sure
comedy, poetry, music,
sure,
juggling.
So, and it's my understanding, and I don't know this to be true, but someone did tell me that the person who was doing the open mic and performing and was wearing the rebel hat that he took off is a veteran, a combat veteran.
Okay.
So we appreciate his service, and thank you very much.
And he's performing at the open mic.
Performing at the open mic. Somewhere in the middle of his performance, a young lady, looks like in her 20s in the video, goes and gets the hat. And I've been told that this young lady worked at the establishment.
Okay.
She gets the hat and a knife and goes up into the stage area. They don't have a stage, but stands in front, very close actually, to the two men performing and cuts up the rebel flag hat.
On stage.
In
front of an audience. While the guy who owns the hat is on the stage.
Yes.
Okay.
To this point, now again, when we're talking about this has happened weeks ago.
Okay.
So when I say this, I want not people to lose their fucking minds because things may have changed by now.
I guarantee
someone's going to lose their mind.
The minute you say rebel flag, someone is losing their mind.
But to the point that we're recording this episode, the woman had not been arrested and she had not been fired from the establishment, which is bullshit. Now, let me really rewind real quickly and address the rebel flag thing, which I did with the young man in question. He actually called my show after I talked about this, and I told him how I felt after the fact. I
said, guy? Is he a nice guy?
Seemed like a nice guy.
Okay.
Seemed like a down-to-earth guy. I said on the air, first off, let's get this out of the way. Don't wear a fucking rebel flag hat. Let's pretend for a second you live in the South and you contend it's your history. Let's make that a separate argument.
Yep.
Okay. I can actually have a debate about that with someone without seeing red and saying you're just really stupid. I don't know if this guy is originally from the North, but he's in the North. Okay? Yeah. Don't be wearing a rebel flag hat in the North. To anybody in the North, it just simply represents racism.
And Connecticut's not even a border state. We're not even sort of in the North.
Not even close.
Connecticut is really North.
But you'd be blown away because you're only here. You're in and out quick for shows.
Yeah.
You're not here a lot. The fact of the matter is I've seen way more rebel flags than I should in the state of Connecticut. I don't get it. It's got nothing to do with you. All it is a representation of hate.
And this gets into the whole thing of freedom of speech. Listen to me. I'm all for freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. I'm all for the First Amendment. I'm all for all that. But sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up. Sometimes you just shouldn't say something. You shouldn't wear something. If it's going to piss people off, just don't do it. It's that simple.
Well, everybody wants to make a statement. They want to make a statement.
I'm done with statements.
I'm done with statements, too.
I'm done with statements. So, I'm done. Just once I want to watch something or be involved in something where people aren't
free
fucking making statements.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So basically and that part of my conversation or that part of my dialogue on the air where I said don't wear a rebel flag hat was short. Because the real issue, and it should have been, the real issue here was he has every right to wear it.
Absolutely.
Has every right to wear it on stage, which he didn't. He has every right to wear a rebel flag T-shirt and socks and fucking
And
underoos.
it could mean something to him that we're not aware of.
Correct.
Maybe his dad gave him the hat.
Actually, somebody did tell me it was a hand-me-down from another generation.
Perfect. His dad was in the Civil War and wore that hat. and wore that hat. Fine. You want to wear
Right.
your dad was
It's a very old fan.
was fucking Stonewall Jackson
Yeah.
and gave him the trucker hat.
He has every right
to wear. God,
every single right to wear.
absolutely.
So this pain in the ass decides to take action, and that's where we're all going wrong in this country.
Yeah.
Is the taking of action for what you believe in. Like
When you
somewhere
think-
along the line, protesting got mixed up. People misunderstand what it means to protest, and they've mixed it up, and they think taking action. And in this case, taking out a knife and cutting up someone's personal property, that's illegal.
Yep.
Somebody sent me all the list of charges she should have been brought up
Yeah.
on, and it was long.
Right.
Not only that, but they sent me one that I know for a fact is true, is that every person that was in that room at the time could have filed an order of protection against this woman. Long story short, nothing happened to her. She didn't get fired. She was not brought up on charges. She was not arrested.
Because somewhere protesting has become an airing of grievances.
Yeah.
It's no longer protesting.
Yeah.
It's no longer saying, you know what, this is something that's wrong, that should be remedied. Now it's just like, that guy really pissed me off. Mm-hmm. I hate the way he thinks.
Right.
I don't like what she's wearing. I'm going to protest.
Yeah.
Boycott. If I see one more thing on Facebook, boycott. Why? Why should we boycott? Well, because they decided to fire a guy. All right, well, maybe he deserved to be fired. We're going to boycott.
Well, let me tell you something. The big boycott now is the NFL.
Yeah.
And I don't believe not one fucking person that says they're boycotting the NFL. They are NFL fans. Otherwise, they wouldn't be saying.
You know who's
And
boycotting?
you cannot not watch the NFL if you were an NFL
You know
fan.
who's boycotting the NFL? People that never fucking watch the NFL.
Right.
That's
It's easy
that's
for them.
who's
Exactly.
I'm going to boycott.
You're not a big football guy. You're a baseball guy. I'm
Yeah.
a football guy.
Right.
Even if I had something really a hair across my ass with the NFL,
Yeah.
I couldn't stop watching.
I couldn't stop.
It's that good of a product.
I couldn't stop. Well, people boycotted the Yankees supposedly when A-Rod was playing for him,
Right,
Because
that
they
didn't
said,
happen.
"Oh, he's steroids and blah 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 blah." But you know what? I was at a game where he hit 3 home runs, and it was one of the
It
most
was
exciting
awesome.
games
Yeah, I
I've
know.
ever been at.
It was awesome.
I loved it. I'm not going to stop watching, and so I'm like, please don't let any of the Yankees kneel,
Yeah.
because I don't. First of all,
I
I don't
don't
want to
wanna
get
deal
in.
with it.
I don't want to get into a debate
don't
about
wanna-
whether
yeah.
they should or shouldn't, and how I feel about it. Because you know what? I don't care how I feel about it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how you feel about it anymore. Luckily, no one had.
Well, you brought up a great point earlier when you used the term airing of grievances from Seinfeld, because somewhere along the way, that's kind of what protesting was. Hey, I'm here to air my grievances. Now it's gone to the feats of strength.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a step too far. Shut up and fight your father. We shouldn't be touching each other or grabbing each other's rebel flag hats and cutting them up with a knife.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Look, live and let live.
Right.
Now, if
and
someone
you can't handle
now,
that
if
as the
so-
notion, you shouldn't be around.
And listen, if someone is really despicable, if the guy's wearing a rebel flag hat and he's a racist and he's talking about slavery and how he hates black people and da-da-da, then by all means, the guy should be dealt with and punished
But see,
and
wait a
thrown
minute.
out.
Wait a minute. But he shouldn't be punished. That will work itself out.
It absolutely will.
That
Because,
will play itself
because
out in a way that is unfavorable for him.
Right, absolutely.
You don't have to be the police of everything.
No, you're right.
You understand?
And I don't
Like,
want to be.
It'll work itself out.
Right. But also, you can't assume that because the guy had a rebel hat on that he is any of those bad things.
No.
Again.
Could just be ignorant.
Or maybe he just likes blue and red and white.
Could be that too. But ignorance is just a lack of information.
Yeah.
He could just not
But
have
I'm also all
proper
for letting
information.
it-
He could be a big Leonard Skinner fan who doesn't know that even Johnny Van Zant,
Right.
brother of Ronnie Van Zant,
Uh-huh.
decided to do away with flying the rebel flag at their concerts years ago because of what it represents to a lot of people in this country.
I got to tell you, when they start playing Freebird,
God damn it, I love that band.
when they start playing Freebird and they just have the mic stand with the spotlight on it,
Yep.
and the rest of the band is off stage,
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
We miss you, Ronnie.
You know
It's almost 50 years ago now?
you know that Ronnie's looking down.
Ronnie's looking down, baby.
Ronnie is looking down.
Ronnie's looking down.
at the Westport Music Theater.
Yeah. And somewhere 38 Special still playing the solo from Hold On Loosely. It just fades out. It just fades out.
Molly Hatchet
on the
has
radio,
played-
how do they end that song on stage is what I want to know.
Molly Hatchet has played "Flirtin' with Disaster." It's the only song they do in concert.
And you know what sucks? All these other Southern rock bands that have great Southern rock hits, hit after hit after hit,
Right.
they'll play "Flirtin' with Disaster."
Absolutely.
And it's like, wait a minute, that's our only one.
Yeah.
My head's just like, fuck you guys, man. That's ours.
At least give us that. To wrap this whole story up, here's what we're saying. God bless you, Ronnie Van Zant. We miss you.
That's right.
DOS. Disk Operating System.
DOS. Here's number 2.
All right, you have the next one, and we're going to get all French with the words on you.
If you, and I would like to apologize. No, why should I apologize? I was going to apologize for my bad French accent,
right.
But this is week number 9.
Everybody knows.
We haven't apologized for any of our bad accents.
Everybody knows.
Although people do find them funny.
Yeah. Well, the Yoda thing was great.
Yeah, that was pretty good, too. I thought the New England Cape Cod accent was pretty good, too. That wasn't bad either.
It's debatable.
Anyway, if you, let's just say that you were planning on having a menage a trois.
Yes.
Okay? And for those of you that you don't know, why the fuck are you listening to our show? If you don't know what a menage a trois, go Google it, look it up, then come back and listen to the rest of the podcast.
It's more than two people putting stuff in each other.
Yeah, it's so much more than that. It's a bond that you have with another man.
I was being literal.
And a woman.
I hope it's not another
women.
man. Yeah.
No, I've never had one with a...
Man.
Anyway.
Yeah.
There's been a couple, but never another guy.
Sure.
If you were going to have one of those, where do you think that you would... which country do you think you would be more likely to have a menage a trois?
Okay, good question. All right, all right, I'm going to lay out my best answer here.
Yeah.
I feel like
we've been doing a lot of deductive reasoning the last couple of weeks.
We have. Now, are we talking about us specifically, or can we just apply this to a very handsome man?
No.
Like, because you and I would be considered. There are women who are attracted to us, but we're a type. We're very much a type. Each of us.
I read the article thinking that the countries in question, you just go there and it happens.
But no, we can't. No. If we're deductive reasoning, we can't just assume that. We can't put that into place. We can't. We either.
I'm going to put this to rest right now. How many times? How many menage a trois have you had? Come on.
One, and then there was one where it was proposed to me and a buddy of mine named Matt by a lady, and we said, we're going to take a time out. We're going to phone a friend or whatever. We have a conference.
Right. So you've had one.
Yeah. 3.
Done.
Ew.
I win.
Yeah. Well, you win. Well, I don't want to win that.
3.
It was not a
No, there was no other
desirable-
guy. It was 2 women all 3 times.
I'm just saying it's not a great... It doesn't play out the way people think it's going to.
No, it played out.
It played out
all
great?
3 times.
Well, I mean, it played out, but...
No, it was good. It was fun. I would do it again.
All right, whatever. My reviews are not as great as yours.
But
wait, we have to get back to the question at hand.
Okay, yeah.
Are we
Did I mention
pretending
3?
that we are...
3. I've done 3.
Good for you, all right? Do we have here Are we putting this on a universally desired man,
right.
or you and I?
No,
I think
let's
we should do the universal.
Let's make it universal.
Okay.
Let's take us out of the equation.
All right, we'll put it on George Clooney, universally, right? Something like that.
George Clooney.
Now we're going to debate about which guy is the most attractive.
Or Slim Whitman.
All right, so a universally handsome man, right?
Right.
What country is he most likely to pull off a menage a trois? And I'm going to say, we're talking, sexual freedom here. I want to say like Greece.
Wow, that would be a good choice. Wrong. Okay. You're totally wrong. Greece isn't the number 1 country. It's not even in it's not even in the top 4.
Huh. Well,
yeah. You ready for
what would you have said before you read it?
I was going to say probably someplace, even though it is a French term, I would have said France.
Okay.
Because they're very open sexually there. Mm-hmm. It seems like anything goes. It
Sure.
seems like it just people are... threesomes are happening in the Louvre.
In the Louvre. While smoking.
And the Mona
and
Lisa.
Not shaving their privates.
And the Mona Lisa is one of them.
Yeah.
It's a woman and a guy banging the Mona Lisa.
My stereotypes of French people are so dated. Could you imagine? They've got to caught up.
Have you ever been to France?
They must have caught up to some of the shit we've been saying and been like, hey, maybe we'll look into it.
Like, well, people are thinking we're doing it. We might as well
you're saying that they're just hey, they're saying we're doing it. Might as well keep going.
Yeah, we now have permission
with our
to
bushy Bushersons and the smoking and the sexual freedom.
That's
in
right.
the Louvre.
And our sauces.
Dry
and our
humping
food.
Mona Lisa's face. Yeah.
Our saucy foods.
I would submit that maybe they've heard these things and they're like,
little known fact. This is a little known historical fact. The French weren't planning on surrendering to the Germans. but they assumed that everybody thought they would.
There you go.
So they went ahead and did it.
What
you
the
know
hell?
what? We were prepared to fight.
But everybody said we weren't, so we were like, why
fuck
bother?
you, hands up.
Yeah. All right, so.
Anyway, the number one country for Menage a Trois.
Why don't you take it 4-1? Leave us in suspense.
That's good. Thank
Okay.
you. Wow.
Good.
That's why you're the radio.